Another guest interview. Oh man, we're just cranking these out. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm loving just talking with all the cast of characters that we have coming on the show here for this Christmas season. So I would like to introduce Mr. Jarrad Green. Jarrad, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, just want to get to know you a little bit, let the audience get to know you a little bit. You are playing a couple different roles actually on in the production here. You're doing one is a great fat merchant, which I think is not typecasting in any way for you. And then we've got you also playing Topper, which is kind of a fun role there. So, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about you and just kind of where you're from, what you how you got into voice work and all that good stuff.
Yeah, sure. So originally, years ago, I kind of got into, acting and singing. I'm mainly a theater performer. I went to New York University for a musical theater degree. So I've been a professional actor since, I guess, technically 2012.
Nice.
I've done a national tour of West Side Story. I've sung on with Celebrity Cruises, a couple contracts with them as a production vocalist. Regional work here and there. I'm mainly like a singer or musical theater actor. Dancing not so much, but I try my best. I'm like more of a advanced mover, is what I always say. But in terms of like. Yeah. But in terms of voiceover work, I only started, once the pandemic hit. It's always something I wanted to invest time in. And now that I finally had time, because I had a bunch of canceled theater gigs this year. I've had 3 so far canceled that would have lasted me several months. So this whole year has just been a whole toss up, but everyone's dealing with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just kind of started. I'm just starting out. Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So with the voiceover work and doing that sort of thing, I guess kind of what led you to this project and what made you think that it might be a good fit for you?
I've been just kind of looking around all over the interwebs, if you will, and I was just happy to see. I mean, first of all, I love A Christmas Carol in general. It's always just a good story to come back to, especially for the holidays. I think it's just one of the most important and iconic pieces of literature, and it's just one of the best out there. And it's just something I've always come back to, and that definitely piqued my interest when I saw this. And I love doing a British accent and different British dialects. So that it was definitely fun to be considered for this and then eventually be a part of it. So I thank you so much for that. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, good. Glad to hear that. Yeah, it's been so much fun. It's so cool. I think with voice acting, a lot of times it's a very insular type of thing. It's not something you usually do with other people. So being able to connect with other people and do something like that, it's been really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Yeah. So with a Christmas Carol and, just this time of year, one of the questions I've been asking people is just kind of what's a good Christmas memory that kind of sticks in your mind, whether from childhood or recently, just something that you've enjoy looking back on when it comes to Christmas type stuff.
Let's see. The best one I can think of, it's sort of like a reoccurring thing at this point, but usually for like Christmas Eve, me and my parents would travel to my mom's sister's house or my aunt's house to see my cousins. And one of the the best reoccurring things that we have going is my older cousin Paul. He always dresses up as Santa, and he still even does this just because it's tradition at this point. And he's a bit reluctant to do it, but he always, puts in a great performance, puts on this hilarious voice, and that really just kind of embodies the persona totally.
That's awesome.
And it's always something I look forward to. It's just hilarious, and it's just still one of my favorite reoccurring Christmas memories, and it's still, yeah, something I cherish.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's just it's one of those times of year that nobody could get away with that, any other time of year. But there's
Right,
just something
right.
about Christmas that just that desire to experience something different and kind of suspend disbelief. You wouldn't know I do voice acting for a living here. But yeah, so I love that. That is really cool. So with just voice acting and that type of thing, what do you have going? Like, what is kind of your gig now that all these theater stuff are canceled? Is yeah, just anything that you would want the audience to know about you as far as places they can find you and check out stuff you're doing or anything like that?
Oh yeah. I've just kind of been recording vocal covers. I've been doing singing things here and there. If you want to check out any of my vocal covers, you can find me on YouTube. You just find
Nice.
Jarrad Byron Green. Look me up, and yeah, I have a bunch of vocal covers that I posted over the last couple of months, especially.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, that's
Cool.
that's about it
Yeah,
in terms of performing work. But
I'll put the links in there. I'll put the links in the show notes if people want to check that out. That's really cool. Do you play instruments and stuff too?
I kind of dabble. I wouldn't say I'm a great instrumentalist in any way, but I do play a little piano and some drums, but still working on guitar.
How big is your little piano? Sorry, I couldn't resist.
At the moment, I don't really have much of one.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta kind of make do with what you got.
Yeah,
that's cool. Oh, do you have a particular type of music that you usually end up covering, or?
I mean, I always love a good musical theater tune, but besides that, I usually kind of go into the realm of rock. So it's either musical theater or rock.
Nice.
That's what I tend to drift.
Do you have an opinion on The Greatest Showman? I know that was a bit of a controversy with some people.
I mean, I love Pasek and Paul, the composers and composer and lyricist team that crafted the songs. They did Dear Evan Hansen and a bunch of other things. They're so mainstream now. I love the soundtrack, the songs. Like, I listened to the soundtrack before I saw the movie, and I was like, this is going to be good. Then I saw the movie, and I was like, I would prefer just to listen to the songs.
Interesting.
To be honest, it had its moments, but overall, I didn't care for the film. I'll take the songs,
just the music,
just not the film.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely know of some musicals that are like that. I feel like musicals, like, that's probably one of the hardest genres to really get right, because you have to have that right balance of the songs that people want to hear, but then also the acting and all that sort of thing as well. So I would not want to be
right. I mean,
business.
It's great. Right, it's great to have good songs, but if you don't string it together with the base, the good foundation of good characters and good writing that people you care about, that have good journeys, then I mean, they're just pop songs at that point.
Exactly. Yeah. So with you say you did a national tour of the of West Side Story?
Yeah, that was a while back. That was like something I booked while I was in school, and then I've kind of just been traveling around since then. That was kind of a lucky thing that happened, but yeah.
Yeah. What was that like?
Ooh, it was stressful. It was kind of, you're constantly on the go. Sometimes you just stop in one town or city for like a night, perform like 2 shows, and then leave the next morning like at 4 or 5 a.m. and then expect to go into another like 2-show day at another place. It was very unlike anything else I've ever done and probably will ever do, just because I don't think that schedule would hold up again now.
No kidding.
with any
Yeah, I think
performance company.
it's interesting. Like one of those things that is so aspirational. Like somebody's like, oh, that doing something like that would be so awesome. But you actually get into some of these, performing arts type of things, and it's like, wow, there's a lot of work. There's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, cool. And I just want to say thank you so much for, being willing to be a part of this project. It has come together so good. I don't know. I'll be putting out a sneak peek for all the cast characters, so you'll be able to take a listen to what we've got so far. It's just coming together like magic, and I can't wait for people to check it out. Yeah. So thank you so much for being willing to do this.
Yeah, of course. Thank you again for having me.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for checking out all these cast little bios. It's been a blast just getting to know people. Hope you've enjoyed getting to know people, and it's kind of whetted your appetite for the upcoming episode, which is dropping this coming Sunday. So make sure to subscribe to the podcast. Make sure to share this too. This is, the Christmas season, and it's just so cool to be able to kind of partner more or less with Operation Christmas Child and point some donations their way. In case you haven't picked up on it, all donations get you a pre-order of the full version of the audiobook. So make sure to check out the show notes. All the instructions are in there of how to pre-order, or you can go to anotherworldaudiobooks.com and all the instructions are there as well. Thanks again, Jarrad. And we'll talk to you guys next time.
Thank you.
When I was in school, I absolutely hated writing. It wasn't until I was a bit older that I came to understand the power of words. If you're a business owner, you understand that power too. A business blog, when done right, can drive sales, increase revenue, and get you more customers. But as a business owner, you probably don't have the time to do all that writing. Plus, if you're not a copywriter by trade, you might feel like you're just kind of throwing words out there and they're not actually accomplishing anything. The good news is, there's a simple solution. Check it out. I call it the ultimate blog post checklist for businesses with online stores. This checklist will allow you to write better, more effective articles that convert readers into buyers. It's full of easy-to-follow examples to get your creativity flowing based on experience of nearly 1 million words written, and best of all, it's effective on any type of article in any industry or niche. I've successfully used this exact checklist on topics from pool table reviews to investment advice. Tired of spending tons of time writing stuff that doesn't convert? This checklist will change that by giving you highly effective blog posts and articles that transform readers into paying customers. Go to invicta.enterprises/free checklist and start saving time and transforming your writing now. That's invicta.enterprises/free checklist.